This is part 2 of using the water of the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea to assist us in stopping the war. A human being consists of about 53 liters of water and some 3 pounds of other minerals. And if we could communicate to the people responsible for this, whether they be in human bodies or in Anunnaki or reptilian bodies, we could stop the war. The war is not necessary. Some of the factors coming in here are Jupiter is at its closest approach to us in 50, 60 years. And that has an effect on the psychology and excitability of human beings. According to the book, which everyone should pick up, it's out of print, but super valuable, The Theory of Celestial Influence, there are 6 processes in this universe, and one of them is destruction or crime, and meteor showers represent the process of crime. And just why is there crime and destruction? If every tree and bush that had been alive on the earth for the last 3 trillion years would be like 25 miles deep in dead vegetation. So the old has to be cleared away for the new. So this is 2 days before the U.S. election. And depending, if the communists win, that'll be the end of one era, the beginning of another. If they don't, there'll be some changes. So we've just had the couple of meteor showers. Actually, today is a Sunday. Tuesday is the blood moon, the total eclipse of the sun. Or the moon. Yeah, which one? The moon. When these things happen, it doesn't bode well for the thin film of biological matter on the surface of the Earth. And Venus has just gone into retrograde, which means its effects switch from negative to positive of this weekend. So if we can squeeze through the next 2 days and the American election, then what I'm proposing is water has a memory, has an electromagnetic signature of anything that's ever been in the water. And where this electromagnetic signature is, it's not in the oxygen, it's not in the hydrogen, it's in the geometry of that molecule, which is a little bit like a triangle, and it has a little bit of polarity, but not a lot. There's structured water where 3 to 5 molecules of water will get together and form a little ring or a little dance. And that can contain more information. My premise is in the body of water on the Earth, there will be the electromagnetic signatures of every human being who's drunk water throughout their life. And for a long time, probably 70 million years, the human race has been oppressed by criminals criminal think is, I must have your stuff, but I can't work for it. So in all those lifetimes, moms and dads would be stressed out about how do we survive this, and we wish there wasn't war. So my premise is that if any of us, or a group of us, use our mental powers, using our imagination to believe that we could ask the memory in the water of the Black Sea and the Mediterranean that bears the imprint of the wishes of all of those people in the past, at least 7,000 generations, could be gathered up and focused at the 53 liters of water in people who are responsible for causing this. And I would, have to say Vladimir Putin and all of his advisors and oligarchs who are involved in the business of Russia. And some parts of the administration of the United States of America who are involved in trying to cover up crimes they had going on in Ukraine. So, if you believe this, would you please get on it? And that is the that is the instructions. The data on the how, why of this is in the last video. At the bottom, all the links to an education in the memory of water. But this can be done. If anybody's ever noticed, if you think you want something and it just shows up on your doorstep, this is the power of the human experience. Your imagination's job or function is to be able to solve problems. And the other half of that is you can control the universe, but you have to put your attention on it. The problem with most of humanity is we don't know that, we're not educated in that, and people's imaginations and ability to create things just runs wild. The I Ching says, if a man knew all this, he could rule the world as if it was spinning on his hand. And that's literally true, but you have to go to a school, higher consciousness, to learn how to do that. And you have to be an ethical person to be allowed to do that. So, this is the drill. Imagine all of that force, and you can include the whole oceans if you want, summed up and directed at the unnecessary violence being caused by the crushing force of planetary influence and the untrained minds of the perpetrators. Now, part 2 of this is, yesterday I proposed this and gave a device for rubbing out evil in an area. I have another one today, which is from Stuart Swerdlow, who's very much worth looking up. He did work for, I think, MK Ultra for a while. He had knowledge in the psychic arenas, and they wanted to use him, and he eventually got out because it was a little too military for him. So this protection device can be placed over you, your family, your house, your city, your country, your planet, your solar system, the entire universe, whatever you want. And it consists of whatever you want to protect. You put a 3-sided triangle over top of it. And not like the pyramid at Giza, that's a 4-sided, actually a 8-sided pyramid, so it wouldn't collapse. 3-sided pyramid over whatever you want. So in this case, we would put it over that area in Russia, Ukraine, Crimea, all of that stuff. You fill it with lavender light. And over that you place an icosahedron, which is a 4-sided triangle. Only it's a mirror image. There's a 4-sided triangle above the ground and a 4-sided triangle in the reverse under the ground. And if you're not sure what that looks like, just type into Google icosahedron. This is sacred geometry. You fill that with lavender light. And the lavender light prevents evil, and the pyramids have walls. Now around that, you imagine a chrome or mirror-like ball completely surrounding both triangles. And the reason for the mirror is so that beings can't see in there or notice that there's something there. This is this is a protection device, so you want to protect yourself from evil. And in the case of this area we're speaking of, this would be above and below ground, like a little tiny chrome moon. And around that ball you place a ring of silver, not touching it. And then you spin that as fast as you can imagine. So if someone stuck their finger in there, they'd get... And outside of that, you imagine a gold ring of gold spinning in a different direction as fast as you can imagine. And then you, with your abilities, state that this is permanent. And that should help protect that area from evil and planetary influence. On top of yesterday's one, which was imagine a star above the area, 5-pointed star, and down from the star comes a red and green line like laser light beams going into the earth. And if you do that, a whirlwind, like a tornado, will develop. And the postulate for that is that it will expunge evil from the area, scrub it out. And again, you can use this over yourself, your house, your family, your city, your country, your planet, your solar system, the entire universe. Pick a size. And there are many other people doing this, so there are other stars. You can imagine your star connecting out to other stars, and you'll get more power. These are methods from the esoteric schools, using the untaught truths of the human. mind, but it's more than that. It's all of the chakras, the higher emotional center, the higher intellectual center, your connection to the entire universe and every star and planet out there, from which you can draw power. And I think we'll stop there. So this video, the other video, is getting some traction. We have 3 days left. Today, Monday and Tuesday. And this is called the Kairos time, which is between two octaves of civilization. Civilizations exist in units of 8. That ends, and a new version of 8 is started. The musical scale octaves is built on this universal law, and the civilization we're in started from the Arabic civilizations 6,400 years ago. And the last civilization is called the electromagnetic civilization. And it's about 30 years long, and we're in the throes of that. And at the Kairos time, anything is possible. And the people who wish enslavement are pushing as hard as they can to make things totalitarian. They've been waiting for this for 6,400 years. And the esoteric schools have also been waiting for this moment, and this is one of the pushes to keep things on track in a non-suppressive way. This is supposed to be the age of Aquarius, which is a golden age which will last 12,600 years. And there are those who wish that to not happen. So it's quite important that anybody who's awake pushes for this, and these are my contributions to it. Just to validate you and your power, this universe is in a cluster of 11 other universes, and these are games concocted by immortal beings